the man, the king, the god of this shit, Nick fucking Gage. You know how I start this off. Shout out to all my MDK gang members around the world. And I want to let everybody know, Blvd Bullies vs. the World is a podcast. Every Tuesday, 7 p.m. live on YouTube with my motherfucking boy, Larry the Legend. And what the Blvd Bullies are doing, they're trying to ignite a revolution. Within the fans to unite and make the crowds electric again. So check out the Blvd Bullies vs. the World. 7 p.m. live Tuesdays with Larry the fucking Legend. MDK all fucking day.
Oh, it's the man, the king, the god of the shit, Nick fucking Cage. You know, I start this off. Shout out to all my MDK gang members. And I want to let everybody know Blvd Bullies vs. the World is a podcast every Tuesday, 7 p.m. live on YouTube with my motherfucking boy, Larry the Legend. And what the Blvd Bullies are doing, they're trying to ignite a revolution within the fans to unite and make the crowds electric again. So check out Blvd Bullies vs. the World, 7 p.m. live Tuesdays with Larry the fucking Legend, MDK all fucking day. Oh, it's...
Hello, everyone, and welcome to the longest-running episodic podcast on the Blvd Bullies YouTube podcast channel. Welcome to here. Wow, holy shit. Welcome to Blvd Bullies versus the World. Versus the W. Sorry, I was dreaming of a past life with the flagship show. I am PK with the Blvd Bullies, and I'm joined by the crew. Oh my God, what's happening? Oh boy, hold on. We're having... Hold on. Oh my God. I'm having like horrible feedback. Hold on, let me think about this. Let me just go maybe monitor off. Here we go. Guys, can I get a toast?
Toast.
Oh, toast. I'm joined by the crew, the clique, the clan, the fam. My co-hosts and yours, first and foremost, a man who is broadcasting live from his lavish apartment in the sky. A man who will punch you in the face and knock you out in one punch. And then he'll sling you some merch in the same goddamn breath. Ladies and gentlemen, Bad Take Bry, Ginsburg July, the merch guy.
Hello, fellow freaks. Welcome to the shit show.
I apologize. We picked up this week right where we left off with technical difficulties. My left mouse button wasn't working, so I was trying to maneuver the whole show with the right mouse button, which was not optimum. And then this week we did the update on the computer and all the gear, and then I had to switch the inputs and then change the outputs, and then some of the wires got crossed, so I blinded your ears briefly, but we're back to normal. And last but not least, a man who will be making his illustrious return to the legendary Cage of Death in just under 2 short weeks. A man who has won the Price is Right Showcase Showdown. A man who is a Hall of Famer of that very same company, CZ Dub. This guy used to own a fucking boat. How many cats do you have now, Larry?
Well, truth be told, I only have 1 cat, but I have 3 kittens.
This man has 1 cat and 3 kittens. He's their world father. He's my wrestling father. And he's all of your best friend's uncle. Ladies and gentlemen, Larry the Legend.
Larry.
And the only man to stroke a pussy. Actually, Brian, have you stroked a pussy on Blvd Bullies versus the World? Have you stroked a pussy, Brian?
I will simultaneously
Yes,
stroke
Lola,
pussies with you.
my niece.
We're gonna
My
simultaneously
niece,
stroke.
Lola.
Double
That's my
pussy
niece.
stroking.
But Will is the one who slept with me.
Will,
yes.
And Will doesn't sleep with people, right, Brian? You said he
No.
does not normally
No.
like
Only his
like
parents.
people, but he
Only
slept
his
with
parents.
my ass.
Yes. It's the
I'm
truth.
Uncle. I'm Uncle Larry.
Billiam.
Billiam. Yes, bad Billiam.
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 So hi everybody, welcome to the show. Let's start over. Hello everyone and welcome to Blvd Bullies versus the World. I'm Patrick, this is Brian, and Larry Legend is joining us as well. Maybe we'll just start doing intros like that. Just something, try to be calm.
Just quick and calm.
You know, the hero of my life and all-time best friend lover, Larry the Legend. Well, Larry Legend, of course, but Tom the Legend Green is doing.
Oh God, not just yours, Pat. Not just yours.
Uh,
Casey Brown. Casey Brown, who has donated to the show multiple times. He and I pretty much became blood brothers over our yo, this guy is doing the shit that we like. He's doing the observational, kind of improv humor. Let's watch how the person reacts to this.
Man on the street.
Bro, remember when he would see a black guy with a bald head and be like, I believe I can fly.
So, you know, he's doing pods and he's been posting more regularly. And the way his podcast starts, he goes, hello, this is Tom. It's the most calm, nonchalant type of thing. So maybe we should just open it like the hero of our life and just be calm. You know what he said, Larry?
Maybe I should open it. Or maybe Brian, for season 4, Brian can start to do the intro, or season 5, you know?
Wow, season 4 and 5. Tom Green said, Larry, you might find this interesting, that when MTV bought the show, you know, much like when an indie wrestler gets signed, you know, it has to reinvent all of their presentation because they're corporate now. He said that in the old show, the Canadian show, he did all the editing himself. So when he would track in and zoom in on the reaction of an elderly person, that was his editing choice. And when he got to MTV, they couldn't understand why you would cut to the reaction of somebody rather than just show the star of the show. And they also had a rule: nobody over the age of 30 broadcast on the airwaves. So he used to have to fight to get the old people's reaction, the elderly's reactions, edited in to the original MTV show. And it was a constant fucking argument. And he's like, yo, you know how hard it was to get this elderly person to sign this release? We have to put in the shot of them reacting. It has to go in. And they'd be like, no, what are you doing? What are you talking about? And he said recently that it was a constant fucking fight. And I just found that fascinating. Wanted to share that with you, Larry.
I'm here too. I'm here too, you know. You're sharing it with me.
You don't
Larry.
fuck with Tom Green Pat and I, Brian.
Brian's more
you
of a
don't fuck with Tom
jackass.
Green like Pat
He's
and
more
I,
of the
Pat
jackass era.
Yeah,
true.
you're Steve
CKY.
You're Bam Margera. Bro, come on.
Well, you're older. It's true. It's true.
Yeah. You're with the
Wiser,
riff-raff
too.
skateboarding.
Older, wiser. With age comes with wisdom.
Yeah, we're more fans of Tom Green Esquire. You know, you're just rolling around in the mud with jumping in bushes with the CKY guys.
Hey, don't hate on jumping in bushes. J.J. Allen is a purveyor of jumping in bushes.
You probably first saw Tom
tier.
Green in the Charlie's Angel movie. The Charlie's Angels.
Yeah, you're probably not a Charlie's Angels greener.
My father took me to see Freddy Got Fingered in the movie theater.
Oh, okay.
So
All right.
suck my meat. He did make us leave. He made us leave the movie theater during the scene where he's spinning the baby around.
That might be the greatest scene in cinematic history.
Yes, my father was completely sick to his stomach and made us
leave.
That was 1998, was it not?
Yes.
Yeah, 98, 99.
I was 8 years old.
And you know what the best part of that scene is? He's spinning the baby around by the umbilical cord as the Native American ladies are playing the birthing drums in the hospital bed. And then at some point, the button on that is the doctor walks in, he goes, what are you doing? And it's smash cut to the security, ushering him out of the hospital.
Yeah.
And they're you gotta go. And he goes, I'm a hero. and the guy's like pushing him, and he's like, "Don't touch my shoulder, okay? I'm a hero."
That's when your dad made y'all leave.
That's when he made us leave.
You missed the "I'm a hero" line. If you had stayed,
Well, I've obviously seen the movie since then, but I was just making a statement that I knew of Thomas Green,
all right, touche.
and the comedy.
Tomas
Okay.
Verde.
Sorry.
Just like Roberto Negro. Hey, speaking of Roberto Negro, he has risen from his dusty tomb as of late and has made an official statement on a form of media that is not the Rob Black podcast.
Right, but he has a podcast which he does every single night.
God bless him.
Yeah.
So if just like you said that Facebook is stupid and you hate Facebook, just because someone doesn't post on Facebook doesn't mean that they're dead or in a tomb. The man does post nightly about his show, which he talks about XPW.
I'm in there.
I know we are in there together, Larry.
Brian's like the president of the Rob Black Whack Pack.
I am a moderator in the XPW fan page. I am a moderator. I'm a current moderator.
It's funny they made you the moderator of something already completely lawless, whereas before, when you were
Deathmatch
moderator,
Elite used to be the same way.
They wanted you to uphold the laws, and you just
now it's a whole new ball game.
So why don't you paraphrase?
Well, actually, before we get into the thing, I just want to shout out Andy Lawler and his mother who just passed away, and I just want to say that we all love you and we're here for you.
Yeah,
and it's a shitty thing.
Yeah, and it's funny. I was reading his post on Facebook, and it made me think about my own mom and like mortality and stuff. And I got a little emotional reading it, so my heart definitely goes out to him. And it's funny the picture that he posted of him and his mother. And I hope it's okay. We're talking about somebody's family.
He's a friend of the. He's a good friend.
But it made me think of a selfie that I took with my own madre on Thanksgiving, because I thought to myself, man, we've been doing this for, as long as I'm alive. And you just get into the habit of like not wanting your picture taken and not wanting to like settle in for a picture, or thinking like a picture's corny, or worrying about like how you look or whatever. And it's like, when it comes to family stuff, it's like you got to just free your mind of that, or even friends as well, hangouts as well. You can't let the cynicism take over. Like take pictures and live life and enjoy.
And Andy Lawler himself is one to try to keep community together, and just having Deathmatch Elite be a thing. He's a big family man, and
right. Like whereas
tries
like
to keep people together.
Everybody, when Andy Lawler posted that, everyone's like, "Yo, we're sorry, we're here for you." The community band together. Whereas if you said that somebody you love died, everyone would be like, "Good, that's karma.
Karma.
That's
dude.
Karma." He posted a meme, and then his loved one died. That's karma. Fuck you, Brian.
Right.
Yeah, that's what happened.
People don't know what karma is.
So why don't you tell us the Rob Black news, because that's kind of like in a little universe unto its own, that post that he did, before we get into the whole web of conspiracies that we have for today's show.
The Rob Black news isn't even news because he's said it on several shows before. XPW will only be dead when Roberto says XPW is dead, and it is not dead. There are motions in place to make things happen for the next show. There will be another show, and that's just the way things are. If it doesn't make money, he's not going to do it. It doesn't make sense for him to do it if it doesn't make money. So he's currently figuring it out.
I applaud his ability to like take a break, do some math, and not like make a big dramatic post about running out of gas or being burnt out. He just like quietly and solemnly like just, said, fuck it. I'm going to focus on my show. I'm going to do the math. I'm going to do the calculations, and we'll come back when it's right. Didn't make it a big, we're going away, last show, money grab, return show, money grab. However, I hate that he came out of the woodwork to say this, because that means that he's like lowering himself, just like I just applauded him a moment ago.
I'm going to tell you, the only reason that the man even said anything about it is because I brought it to his attention, A, and B, it was being posted about in the XPW fan group. So if you're a fan of XPW, then you would listen to you would think you would know about what's happening in XPW if you're a fan of XPW. Why
as
be a fan?
aforementioned lovely Andy Lawler pointed out on that post, you don't have to be a fan of XPW to listen to the Roberto Negro show.
100%. I agree with that too, because if there was no live chat in the Roberto show, I probably wouldn't listen to it at all.
Truthseek asks,
makes it so
what
good.
if nobody cares? Is he still going to do it? And I'm going to answer this one, and then we're going to move on to other bullies goings-on and the web of conspiracy that is plaguing the deathmatch community. But what if nobody cares? We just mentioned Tom Green. You know, we're talking about Rob Black, and there's a third person that comes to mind, a third entity that I'm going to include, the Blvd Bullies. I don't know what it is about it, but I think the three of us, Tom, Roberto, and ourselves all share the quality that we don't care if nobody cares. We do it because it's something that burns within our soul, within our loins. It burns when we pee.
Our plumes.
Whereas, hey, some people who shall not be mentioned, I don't think it was nature that drew them to, entertain. I think it was, the need to be loved. Whereas, we can do this without love. Rob Black can do it without love. And Tom Green, for many, many years, certainly did it without love. And to me, that's what art is about.
Yeah.
That's what it's all about.
We're not trying to get the photos with Hulk Hogan or Mick Foley or The Rock. We're not trying to do that. We're just trying to
what you did there.
You know what I'm saying? We're not.
However, I do want to reiterate, take pictures, capture those memories.
Yes. But with your loved ones.
Yeah, but with your loved ones.
Yeah.
Not if you share a locker room with QT Marshall. But hey,
first man I ever announced in ROH, QT Marshall.
If you love him, then God bless. I feel like my phone is pretty much charged enough to look at the notes. I tried to take good notes this week because there was a lot going on. And you know what they do? They suppress the news stories. The new conspiracy is that they suppress the news stories until during or after this show. It happened just last week when Shannon announced mid versus the world worldwide broadcast, that Larry was going to be rejoining the ranks of CZW Cage of Death. Congratulations, Larry. Or was it 2 weeks ago?
I actually, as soon as I got off of the fucking thing to go pick up my godson, also, don't have to pick up my godson tonight because tonight is his birthday and his mom gave him off of day school and night school. So I'm here for the duration.
Day off.
Shout out my godson, Melvin, 17 years old.
Happy birthday,
Pulled that motherfucking arrow out of the quill and shout him out. But yeah, I messaged Shannon because I love DJ, but I know it wasn't DJ's call. I know Shannon's the helper. And I messaged her as soon as I got up and I was like, yo, I didn't even know that was gonna happen. Way to go. I didn't even know I was on, way to go, because that was moving with the flow.
It was discussed, but it wasn't solidified.
Yeah.
We all kind of assumed, but it wasn't announced. We didn't get a fly.
It was. I alluded to it the week before, didn't I? Didn't I say maybe two? I said maybe for the year's over 2 big death shows, And y'all were like, oh, you want to go back? I didn't know 2 weeks ago. I didn't know last week until people in the chat were like, yo, Larry's on Cage of Death. I was like, what, I have?
And then you know what else happened, Larry? Which is interestingly connected to maybe some of the things that we're doing over here, even though we don't care if nobody cares. We don't think about people caring, but it just so happens that while one Nicholas Allen Gage was on this show, somebody mentioned DJ Hyde, and that maybe Nick and Deej should reach out now that Nick's a free agent. Was that or was that not mentioned when Nicholas Gage was on this show?
Brian?
Absolutely 100%. Even going further than that, it was asked upon us if we might be able to put DJ Hyde and Nicholas Gage in contact together.
And did we do that, Brian?
It might have happened. Messages were sent. Messages were sent, and it may or may not have happened.
Listen, we just dropped the breadcrumbs. It's not up to us what pigeons want. Anyway, so just announced Nicholas fucking Gage.
After me. Me and then Nick, right? It was me and then Nick.
Yeah, I think Nick was announced on the Thursday or Friday.
Returning to the Cage of Death to finally sweep up all those flyers that him and Brett Lauderdale littered the ring with 7 years ago.
But you want to know
5 years ago.
You know something interesting though? And listen, full transparency. Y'all, I do not know what I'm doing at Cage of Death. But do you notice that me and Nick are both announced as just returning?
Right.
We're not announced as doing any specific thing. We're just announced as returning.
Your presence, you're going to be present there.
You remember how NXT, when Ricochet would sign or Swan would sign, they'd show them in the crowd hey guys, we're here. We're sitting there, we're looking at the action.
Just like an appearance.
That could be what I'm doing.
I would love that.
Very,
I
very
want
possible.
that. I want that for you. I want you and Nicholas Gage to just be sitting front row and just wave and have a
popcorn.
lower third.
Eating fucking lemon pepper wings.
Dude, I don't know what's
Flashes
going
to
on.
L, MDK all day.
I don't know what's going on. I don't know what's going on with him. I hate to say it, but I don't know what's going on with me. It's funny, I was at an MCW show. I was at an MCW show this past Saturday, just to, you know me. I was there, and the former MCW backstage announcer correspondent, Rosaria, she's now the new CZW announcer. She's the new Larry Legend. She's the new MLJ. And I felt like that people in the MCW locker room were kind of trying to be so you're announcing? And I was like, I have no idea what I'm doing. I just know I'm going to be there. So
what did you wind up doing?
I don't want to get people's hopes up is what I'm trying to say, Pat, that I'm going to be announcing. I may not be announcing. I might just be there with a sailor's cap on and some socks pulled up to my knees.
Okay wasn't available, so they need you ringside with your iPad.
Oh, Pat, please don't. Pat, don't you dare. Is that what's going on?
I think
Pat,
I heard that. I heard a rumor.
Are you talking to Shannon?
Yeah,
Is that what's going on? Am I the okay?
Yeah, just wear all black and make sure that our iPad's charged, buddy. Brother.
I want my sailor's cap.
So quick pontifications, hypotheses. What will Nicholas Gage's involvement be at CZW Cage of Death? Brian?
I think, personally, I think it's going to be kind of similar to what he did at Battleground, and maybe he'll come out after or during and make a challenge to a future match to maybe the winner of the Cage of Death, Judge Joe Dredd or Mickey Knuckles.
See, I think that's logical, but I think that is based on what we're going to talk about coming up on the program. I would not, if I was in charge of what Nick is going to do, I would not make it to be continued. I'd have him come out and give the Stone Cold Stunner to Santa Claus or something along those lines. You know what I mean? I would have him do something like that. Go ahead, Larry.
Pat, let's pick up where we left off. when Nick Gage was last in CZW, he jumped the barricade and he was having a showdown with DJ Hyde. He was having a showdown with DJ Hyde saying, out of my ring right now. You and this little motherfucking blue-eyed, blonde-haired troll out of my ring right now. And Nick wasn't moving. Nick was like, get me out of your ring. I want it again. I want to pick up right where we left off. Cage of Death, that was Gacy versus Ricky Shane Page versus Swerve. That was the main event of that cage. You were there on the scaffold afterwards, Pat.
No, that was a different show, but I was there, yeah. I actually hosted the pre-show.
I wanted us to pick up right where we left off. DJ comes out, the blah blah blah.
All right, good. I was gonna say we can't have Nick hop the guardrail. We need the music.
And that's what I said. Yeah.
I think that's why they announced him. So instead of him just like hopping the guardrail, they can play the music.
They got to play the music. Yeah. So DJ Hyde comes out. Bow, 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 bow. DJ's come for you. Bow, bow,
for food. Swan says that DJ comes for food.
I just want to thank everybody.
DJ come for food.
I want to thank everybody so much for attending what is a historic event in CZW history, the return, not only this year, but many years to come, of the legendary CZW Cage of Death. And I just want to thank everyone. We couldn't do it without all of you. We couldn't do it without all the new blood in CZW. And we're also honoring our Hall of Fame with Shannon, future Hall of Famer Shannon.
No.
And our replacement for Hokey, ringside Larry Legend. But
Don't you dare. Don't you dare. Don't you dare.
But 5 years ago, something transpired that fucking changed the course of both the history of CZW and the history of independent wrestling as a whole. And I don't know how many of you in the back or how many of you out in the crowd were there.
You're just embellishing.
But
You're
5 years, yeah, that red light. It's like, all right, wrap it up.
It's okay. You're good.
You know, two people who shall not be named came into the ring on a shoot and blah, 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 blah. So, I got somebody I need to talk to. Nick fucking Gage, will you come out here, please? How'd I do? Or, you see, but I think, I don't even think it's like that. They're not even going to operate on that kind of level. Like drunk, bad Santa's going to come out. Or whoever, like, the top heel that nobody knows is going to come out. And Nicolas Gage is going to fucking hit him with a boot scrape. And cheap pop, 5 minutes tops.
It's way cooler if he comes out and hits either Mickey or Judge Joe Dredd, because I don't think Nicolas Gage has ever wrestled either.
So you want him to interfere in the cage? In the cage.
Yeah. I want some interference in the cage. Right.
All right, so Larry, you know more than both of us combined.
Stupid.
What happens at Cage of Death? What's Nicholas's role?
I know.
What actually happens?
Come to Atlantic City and see. I'll be there. Well, hey, are y'all gonna be there?
Oh my God, that is an interesting question.
Pulling back the curtain, I'm going to tell you right now that my New Year's resolution for 2025, I'm telling you now, early, is to go to CZW Tournament of Death. That is my.
That's a
New Year's
Have
resolution.
you ever been?
No. I've watched a bunch of them.
Larry, I'm trying my best, but December is, blackout month at work. So, and Saturday night's my big night.
Are you telling me no one is going to be at the Cage of Death 22?
Well, people in the chat, and by the way, shout out to everybody in the chat. We are once again monetized, so you can super chat. You can fucking memberize yourself. And I just want to say that the amount of members and people who, wait for us to become remonetized, who always hit that membership button, we love you so much. We're doing great this month on YouTube. We're back. We're better than ever. New show Thursday nights. And also, I'm finally dusting off my hard drives. I have hundreds of terabytes of just clips and behind the scene footage. So I'm going to try to do more members only stuff. So that's a quick plug for that. What were we talking about?
Cage of Death.
Hmm. Are you coming?
I'm trying to come, but I might not be
Probably
able
not
to.
gonna go.
But
It's
thank
probably
you
not
to
gonna
everybody in the chat who's asking if we're going to come.
Pat,
A lot of people have been
Pat,
DMing and
because of
commenting
the
us
days.
on Instagram asking if we're going to be there. I feel like
Pat.
it's we should be there, but I don't know. I can't guarantee it.
To the days of us smoking the blunt while they erected the cage.
Can I tell you?
In South Philly.
Oh my God, yes.
You remember
We got older,
you remember
Larry.
you remember us going out in the parking lot? I think that's really when we became friends. Is in between them erecting the cage and me coming out in my tuxedo, sweating, catching pneumonia underneath the bridge, and I'm like, oh my God, it's my
Yo, do you remember that one year?
friend.
And we were out back, and Brett was reffing, and it was like
Oh, of
me,
course he
you,
was.
Ruckus, and Brett, and we like had to walk to the car to get like the Dutchie or something. You remember that?
Pat,
That's crazy. That's
feel
crazy.
I feel like
actually,
that's our these guys are my friends moment. But then when you bought the shirt at Tournament of Death, when I was saying goodbye to you guys, when I was like, okay, bye, New York guys.
You gave
like,
me that
the
shirt. Do I
You
owe
were
you
like,
money
"Larry,
for
the
this
shirt."
shirt?
And I'm like, oh my God, you want to buy the shirt? Let me go get it. Yo,
Can I buy it?
that was the moment.
So
And Brian, you
heard it here.
weren't there for either of them.
If you want to be friends with us,
I
spend
think I knew
money.
Patrick from music, though.
I know.
Just a different world.
Anyway, so Truth Seek brings up an interesting question about Cage of Death in Atlantic City, and one of the things we're going to talk about with GCW today. Do you think that CCW will outdraw GCW in AC now that they have Nicolas Cage? Attendance for the last GCW was kind of low. I'll tell you this. My answer to that question is that I think that Nick is a draw in GCW, but I don't think that GCW drones are going to move companies to go see Nick. I think they love him in GCW, but I don't know how powerful he'll be to bring them to CZW.
Yes, but Pat, is your father also announced?
Well, nobody asked me about what my father's going to do.
Let me throw something out there to y'all. Do y'all know that the entirety of the time that I've been involved with Nick Cage, he's always wanted to get his hands on me? Have y'all known that the entirety of the time that I've been CZW announcer, when I first came through, Nick used to chase me away and not let me do his announcement. He would do his announcement himself. You go back to those old 2008, 2007 CZW shows. Nick doesn't like me. So we're talking about Nick coming out and getting the Santa Claus, Nick coming out getting whoever. I'm telling you, I don't know what I'm doing, Pat. What if I get there and they're like, oh,
Nick's going to kill you.
come kick off the show. You kick off the show. And when you're fucking like, you're like, I'm back and I'm Gay Larry, then boom, da-da, 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 da-da. And I'm standing there like, what's going on? Nick's coming out. I think he's my friend. Have you ever thought about that?
And then he mentions the podcast and how he hates you because you're on it, and then pizza cutters you.
No, but he liked the podcast that he did with us.
He didn't like the way that I was laughing at him, Brian.
Yeah,
when he
yeah.
was sucking Brett's dick or talking
Okay,
about
all
like,
right.
yeah, Brett's my friend. And I was like, ha 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 ha. Ha, 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 ha. He was like, what are you laughing at, Larry?
He
But he
didn't
understood-
stop. He skipped the record and was like, what are you laughing at, Larry?
He understood.
Dude, plus it sounded, I didn't know it was him. I couldn't see.
We all thought for a
couldn't
brief
see.
moment it was an imposter.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, there were definitely a few things I said to him during that interview that I asked him as if I was talking to a Nick Gage imposter.
I thought, bro, him and Brett have spent so much time together. They sound like each other. Hey, what?
It's like when your dog
starts.
starts looking like you.
It's 7:43. Are we in the Oh, what else do we got to talk? My favorite
Hey,
part? I'm sorry.
Before we get to speaking of GCW, because it's right there, and before we get to Larry's favorite part of the show, we do have a special guest this evening, a secret guest, a mystery guest. Brian has not told me nor Larry who it is, but Joel Bateman.
What?
Joel Bateman can't be here today.
Right, he had an
He
engagement that he could not miss.
He had a Nick engagement that he couldn't miss.
He had a Nick engagement. And instead of Joel Bateman, who will eventually come on this show, it's just a rescheduling, not a canceling, a rescheduling. We're going to have the owner of IWA Deep South and runner of Carnage Cup,
Larry's
Boris
boss.
Dukey, Larry's boss, Kevin Brennan.
One of my many.
One of the many hats of bosses that Larry has.
One of the very, very many boss hats.
One of the boss hats, right.
So, speaking of GCW and what they're going to do in Atlantic City versus Tournament of Death or whatever, where did they run this past week that was very, very, very light?
Atlanta.
Atlanta.
At the center stage where WCW Saturday night. For all of us who watched WCW Saturday night back in 93, 94, 95, 96, they ran that venue.
I'm sure there was more people in it when they ran it.
There was more people in there when ROH ran it, Brian, which is when I was in there. I wasn't there when ROH ran it, when Cody Rhodes was there, and I was there for ROH Cody Rhodes. We filled it. Leo Rush, we filled it. It did not look filled for Janela.
Huh.
No, I made a funny meme.
I saw it.
I turned it into GCW. Look what you made me do.
I said that the Ron Nemi and Ryan, Weapons Master Ryan, we have our own little group chat, and I was like, "Yo, look at this." I send them shit all the time, bro. That Brian, you cultivate. I send Brian cultivations to Ron Nemi and Weapons Master Ryan all the time.
I've made some good ones.
So much like the troll you are, Brian, probably the first GCW show in like 4 years that looked really bad. You immediately hopped on. Shit all over.
It wasn't the first one.
No.
I've been saying for quite some time that they've moved to the low attendance pavilion.
That's right.
I've been saying for quite some time that attendance has been on ever since Nick Gage really bounced. It's been a decline in the shows.
I'm in the mall.
The mall was kind of huge.
The mall was huge, but who won't draw well inside of a mall when you promote Mick Foley and Kurt Angle?
Oh, that's true.
Like,
and plus,
if you could do that at every show, then you'll fucking always do well.
Plus, if you set up a ring in a mall, like mall walkers will stop and watch it.
That's what I'm saying. A mall is a perfect place. It's like
Who goes to the mall? Who's going to the mall? It's 2024, huh? Right? You want to go to the mall?
No,
well,
you're making me want to go to the mall.
Kids do go. It's still kids. Like the young people still go to the mall. I think that's still a thing. I think that's still a thing to go to the mall.
Mall's dope, dude. Sarku?
Bro, if these kids aren't going to the mall, then this world sucks.
Sakura?
That's what I always used to call it Sakura.
No, it's Sarku, dude.
The Chinese place?
The chicken teriyaki samples.
Yes.
Sakura.
Sometimes on a toothpick, sometimes on a dry piece of noodle. Always delicious.
I thought it was Panda Express.
So, speaking of GCW, Effie walked his comments back. Walked him back. And he basically said it's like...
talk about that.
He basically said, like, hey, listen.
What did I clap for my favorite part of the show?
What?
What'd you say?
The favorite part of the show. Didn't I clap for it?
You did clap for it.
We're not at that part yet, though.
Okay, good.
Hold on, I gotta find this.
We should be doing it because that's usually.
Okay, you ready?
It's 8:00. It's like
It's 7:48, Larry.
Oh fuck! I didn't even do the fucking wheel of fucking. I have to do that. Give me now. We can't.
Effie goes. Listen to this, Larry. Listen to this. Once again, not an excuse, but I'm a gay guy in the gay community. We're very shady to each other, and I think it comes from a place where we've always felt like outcasts. We've always been on the outside. With our version of love, we can say so much. We can say we love you so much, and also those pants are horrible, and you look terrible in this outfit. Sometimes it comes across a little more mean-spirited than I think for it to. The amount of wrestling fans that are tuning in and out to whatever program, our biggest problem is that they don't know that we even exist. If you're locked into wrestling, if you're locked into everything going on, you probably have an idea, but it doesn't help. I'm a PR person, and I'm not doing very good PR job. If the only things they are seeing out of me are me being a snarky little baby. I don't want to push the other people away from coming to see other wrestlers or seeing the rest of the show because I can't shut the hell up. Whether I'm right or wrong, it doesn't matter. I love that he threw that in at the end. Whether I'm right or wrong, I'm right. It doesn't matter. So, what do you think about that, Larry? What do you think about Effie's comments? I kind of see where he's coming from. Where, like, you want to talk to the people you love, like, you want to be hard on them a little bit, you know? Like, there's a version of love that's like that, where it's like, hey, your pants look like shit. Whereas, like, there are a lot of friends who go, hey, what do you think of my pants that look like shit? And they're like, oh, they look great.
I fuck with Effie.
Me too, heavily.
I fuck with Effie. Because I feel like Effie is a bully.
You know, we mentioned Tom Green.
Yes.
We mentioned that, like special kind of fire, that blue fire.
The hottest fire is the blue.
You know what I'm saying?
Yes,
and I feel like Effie's got that gene in him as well.
But I almost feel like that, knowing that Brett moves the chess pieces, I almost feel like that. Is this really Effie talking to us?
Well, I mean, but listen, even if it's not, check it out, though. Effie sold Brett, you know, because I've picked up Effie from the airport a few times and whatever. I feel like Effie sold Brett on being a major player based off of, hey, I'm going to go do game shows. I'm going to get voiceover work on Netflix. I'm going to do, like, things. I'm basically your Today Show. I'm your Cody Rhodes for the modern time.
I'm your Michael Strahan.
I'm going to be on these shows. I'm branching out. I can touch mainstream more than you or anybody else in this company ever can. So I'm your PR guy. So, you know, make me the champion or whatever, right? Book me every single show. So it is true. If Brett was sold on that idea, which I think is not unreasonable to suggest, I think it's not unreasonable for Brett to say, hey, dude, you said I was going to get all this mainstream exposure. You said that when people looked up Effie, they were going to equate him with GCW, but now they're equating him with all this shit. You're my PR guy. Be my PR guy. You promised this. You know what I mean? So like that, yeah, whether they're Brett's words or Effie's words, I mean, I don't think to connect those dots is crazy unreasonable.
Brian?
I don't know. I think it's still very strange how Matt Cardona is still working with AEW and is still a GCW. I think everything is just like trying to get eyes on the product by being edgy, and everything's a fucking work.
That is true, and that's the next crucial point of the story. Ricky Starks got removed from GCW shows. He was going to fight Cardona. Effie got put in place of Ricky Starks on GCW to fight Cardona. Then, just this past week, Cardona shows up at Ring of Honor, challenges Chris Jericho to the Ring of Honor, Larry's former employer's championship title at Hammerstein.
Right.
So is there some kind of greater web of storytelling here? What my instincts and history with these people have taught me is no. That the pieces all being seemingly in place is nothing more than a coincidence. And the grander scheme that we think might be afoot is not afoot. And it's all a bunch of confusing setup. Yeah, like you said, fake clout nothingness. That's what my instincts are telling me. Larry, do you agree or disagree? Is Brett a genius? Is Nick Gage coming back at Hammerstein? Is Matt Cardona gonna fight Chris Jericho and then win the Ring of Honor championship and then be at Hammerstein with the Ring of Honor? Could there be a greater plan afoot?
Absolutely, Pat. It's wrestling. You know, Pat. It's wrestling. You know, we do our thing, and it's wrestling. So anything's possible. But Brian, did you do the giveaway? Did you do the
No.
Well, one last thing.
I did the wheel. Wheel is ready to spin.
Before we get to Larry's favorite part of the show, because there are a lot of comments this week, I'm thinking we might do Larry's favorite after the interview, since we do have Larry for the whole show.
We're having an interview tonight?
Well, because
we said we're having a special mystery interview. I announced the guest. It's your boss. You're
boss.
A man of many boss hats.
Oh, Kevin.
Right.
Kevin Kiernan, the referee.
Kevin Kelly.
No, it's Kevin Brennan.
Oh, right.
Brennan.
So the last conspiracy that we need to talk about is that there have been hundreds of DMs. Interestingly enough, no comments publicly, but a lot of private text messages and Instagram and Twitter DMs that suggest that Schlack's foot did not actually burst through Amanda's socks last week. And that Schlack actually gimmicked the socks to look like he had massive feet that broke through them.
I would say that
Can you ask Amanda what size shoe she wears?
Amanda, what size shoe are you? A 9 in women's.
A 9 in women's. Do we know what that? Does she know what that is in men's?
Do you know what that is in men's? An 8.
An 8. What's the over/under on Schlack?
But socks stretch. Socks stretch.
And if you were going to buy an 8 sock, the 8 would probably be like 7 to 12.
Oh yeah.
So I'm kind of thinking, based on what I know of sock technology versus the size of Amanda's feet that I now know.
She's a tall girl.
She's very tall, and
she's a big lady.
Yeah.
Schlack very short. Schlack is
Schlack very short.
We discussed this. What was the wrestler?
Amanda probably above, and I say this with all the love and admiration, and all the foot fetish in my heart, that she's got probably above average size feet for a lady.
She's got lovely feet.
Lovely above average size.
Strong feet. Strong
feet. We're licking.
Schlack, I think.
Brian, just a giveaway.
I got the wheel ready, Larry. We got a man coming in here in 2 minutes.
2 minutes, Larry. I'm timing it out. Trust me. Just like I trust you.
No, it's like 4
that you're going to
minutes.
show up at 8:03. You got to trust me that I'm timing the show out correctly.
And I have the giveaways ready. This week's giveaway is a doozy.
It's already ready. It's a doozy.
8:03.
So with the last 2 minutes, just to put a pin in the last conspiracy, just to leave our viewers on a hook, do you think that Schlack doctored Amanda's socks, Larry?
No. I've slept in the same bed with Schlack.
So you know his feet. His boots on the ground.
I saw something
That's
say
a
that
boots
was
on the ground.
Shaq with Kenny King. I've slept in the same bed with a lot of motherfuckers, bro.
You're a legend.
Brian, what do you think about the Schlack shock schlock situation?
I just want to say that I wear a size 11 sneaker, and I have worn Amanda's socks on my feet, and they have stretched onto my foot, onto my size 11 foot. I've never had to doctor a sock. But it's possible that Schleck has Gimli feet. He is Schlack. There is no God, there is only Schlack.
If his feet were like twice the normal size of a man his height and they had hair on the top of them like a patch of grass, you wouldn't be surprised.
No. But I also wouldn't be surprised if he wanted to keep his mystique of being Schlack, so he doctored the sock.
He socked the docks.
All right.
Hey, Larry, wake up. Your boss is going to be on in a few minutes.
Okay.
Let me make sure he knows time.
Where's
Kevin Brennan from?
You sent me a very special text.
Hey, did we shout out Justin Kyle, whose birthday was yesterday?
Happy birthday, Justin.
I haven't heard that name in a long time.
Look, I got his face.
He was privy to the chains for a while, but then he disappeared.
Larry, could you also show the viewers what hoodie you're wearing this evening?
How do you know what hoodie I'm wearing?
I saw you walk to the door. Okay, all right. Let's just pick your pants up. There you go. Luigi, baby. There you go. Hold on.
It's just as dark as Nick Gage. Is this Nick Gage here? Oh, it's Kevin Brennan. Nice to see you.
Hey, man. Can you hear me?
We can hear you.
We can hear you.
Oh, that's cool, man. You know, I'm doing
Larry,
all right.
Where are you going? What are you doing? Larry, your boss is on the phone.
He's got his hat.
Oh, good.
His IWA Deep South hat.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Blvd Bullies versus the World. We are joined by Kevin
Brennan.
Well, how's it going, guys? Thanks for having me on tonight.
Thank you for coming, Kevin. Boris Dookie.
Yeah, kayfabe, man.
Oh.
Hey, when did you first meet Larry?
Let's see. What was it last year, Larry, at Carnage Cup 13, I guess? Yeah, it was the first time me and Larry met, yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. Now, we had spoken back in 2021, but on the phone a couple of times, but that was the first time we actually met, though.
We spoke in 2021 about me doing Carnage Cup 12, but there were other forces that were working against me wearing this hat for you. You know?
But now you were there. Now you've come. You've come to Carnage Cup. This was your second year at this Carnage Cup. Some people saying show of the year for this Carnage Cup 13. Or 14. Was it 14?
Yeah, 14 this year.
14.
Yeah.
14. People are saying it was show of the year. What are your thoughts on the whole trying to run it live instead of just filming it and putting it out at a later date like CZW did with the Tournament of Death?
Well, see, the reason we was doing that again is because last year when we done 13, I had Sean there, and I think he had the stuff set up a different way, and I don't think the live wasn't great, but it was watchable, and so we were going off the year before.
Yes,
we said, well, we pulled it off. You know, at least we had it watchable, and then like the BOD went up like instantly. And I said, well, I mean, I figured we could do it again, but then Sean had to cancel like kind of last minute. And so he threw, had another guy come in, step in for him. And so that's why it didn't turn out that way. Obviously, if we would have knew, then I would have just released it at a later date. But we were going off of what it turned out last year, how it had turned out. And so we figured we could duplicate it again, but obviously we didn't.
Right. Shit happens.
Yeah.
Let me hit you with the hard hitting questions, Kevin. Can I?
Hit 'em.
Can I? So, Kevin, I think the first time I ever announced Chewy Martinez was at Carnage Cup 13. Then, in between Carnage Cup 13 and Carnage Cup 14, I announced Chewy Martinez at XPW. Probably a year to the date. A year to the date, Brian, was when you bought me the flight. When I missed my flight out to XPW and you bought me the flight. Remember that, Brian? When I saw Chewy out in LA, after announcing him at Carnage Cup 13, he was like, yo, you shouldn't work for Kevin. And I'm like, what? I just did Carnage Cup 13 and you were in it. How have things changed in like 6 months' time? And Chewy was like, oh man, come on. You know that guy. Come on, he's in the KKK. This is what he said to me out in LA for whatever that December show was, Brian, that you flew me out for.
Mm-hmm.
You remember that December show last year that you flew me out for? I saw Chewy at that show, and he said to me, he was like, oh, you work for that guy? He's in the KKK. And I was like,
oh, this is
I
the
don't know
worst
anything
question
about that.
ever.
It's a real question.
All right, what's the question?
I'm asking Pat for Kevin to speak on the fact that Chewy was on Carnage Cup 13. I saw him in LA for XPW, the one that Brian flew me out for because I missed my flight. And in just a little bit of time, Chewy was like encouraging me, don't work for Kevin anymore. Don't work for Kevin anymore. Kevin, do you have any insight into this?
See, I've known Chewy since 2006. He actually come in with Dylan with Necro Butcher, and at that time he was just kind of a trainee, of Dylan's, and so he come in and he worked like a non-tournament match that was at Carnage Cup 2 in 06. So I've been knowing Chewy since 06, and we got real close at around probably Carnage Cup 10. By Carnage Cup 10, we were pretty close. There was a few years.
Did you tell him then when you were close that you were in the clan?
No, see, man, that was just some bullshit, some marks or somebody made up or whatever.
So you're not in the clan.
No, man.
Oh, okay.
No.
Just gotta get on record.
Listen. I've never, until this episode right now, I've never said this to Kevin, but I lie to you not. I did Carnage Cup 13. It was like the first time I ever announced Chewy. I had heard of him, but the first time I announced him was at Carnage Cup 13. And by the time we were getting Carnage Cup 14, he was telling me at another promotion, don't work for that guy, man. Do you really want to work for that guy? Which is the same thing that Danny DeMonto was saying to me before when I pulled off of Carnage Cup.
I think it's just because of his accent. I think it's just because of his southern accent.
I honestly see me and Chewy were so tight, and then between 13 and 14, I think him and Dylan, they had some issues, but I'll just go ahead and shoot it straight with you. So I was gonna have him come into 14. Not was it what 14? No, it was at 13. He didn't really want a job to Dylan because he was doing the whole Mega Butcher thing. And then he brought up, it's, looks bad and, it looks racist and whatever. And so he started like throwing those kind of comments at me. But I never said
similar to Danny. Similar to Danny. Danny is the one who got me to pull off of Carnage Cup 12. Danny
Yeah.
DeMonto because of the Max the Impaler. Remember the Max the Impaler, Kevin? Remember that?
Yeah. I remember. So anyway, so I tried to, calm it down, and I was still trying to work with Chewy, but then he just, I don't know, man. He just kind of started getting shitty, man. Just started, getting hard to deal with. I mean, he just didn't want to do business. And I don't know. I kind of feel like maybe some people that was close to him might have been getting in his ear, may have been telling him, well, man, I read all this stuff online, on
like
Twitter,
Danny,
Twitter, Facebook, or whatever. And it said the guy's got to be in the clan. Everybody says it, because if it's on the internet, it's got to be true. And
right.
And I'm the type of guy, I'll shoot straight with you. I don't give a damn who you are. If you good to me, I'll be good to you. I don't give a damn who you are, what you are, whatever. And I ain't gonna lie to you. I'm gonna shoot you straight, and I'm gonna do what I say I'm gonna do. And if I was in any kind of organization like that, somebody ever asked me, I was honest with them. And and I ain't got no reason to lie about it. I mean, I be, I book anybody if it makes sense. Right. And and me and Larry, we've been getting along great. I mean, real.
That's true, and Larry is black.
I mean, close, man. I mean,
he's a friend of the Jews, the blacks, and the gays.
That's
hey,
right.
Shout out to Rhinestone Cowboy, another segment we're going to get to later in the show, says that it's a pleasure and he's proud to work for Kevin. SCF Media, your cameraman Icarus, a friend of the program, vouches for you. So that's good enough for me, too. I'm just trying to ask the hard-hitting questions. Kevin, how did you get started loving wrestling and then progress into promoting?
Oh man, I was probably 6 years old, man. I was a WWF mark coming up, Hulkamaniac, and so I come up on WWF during the 80s. I'm 46, so about to be 47, so I've
congratulations, you made it.
I watched damn shit all the way up through the early mid 80s, and then I guess about the late 90s is when I found ECW, and then IWA 1995 Japan Kawasaki Stadium. That got me on the death matches, and then Big Japan, and then I'm kind of going fast, but IWA Mid South, and so. From there, I pretty much I don't know, probably around late 90s, I'd wanted to be a promoter, since probably late 90s, and then just started making contacts locally, and then just got the ball rolling, and then got it going, pretty much that way.
Dope,
now, as far as IWA, which that's a whole nother damn story, I could talk about how I got going with Ian and all that stuff. I've told.
Oh no, we want to hear that. We want to hear that because Ian we want to hear about how
he had an allergic reaction. Allergy. He had a cat allergy, and said he would reschedule, but has since disappeared.
I think that fucked him up bad. This cat slept on his head.
I mean, he's since disappeared since that whole thing. So no one will ever know what.
Yeah, but we do want to hear how did you get involved? What's the origin story of that?
So in 2004, I had contacted Ian about booking him. I've done been doing shows since 2002. I started running in 2002. Well, in 2004, I got a contact with Ian, and I had set up my show. It was called Extreme Warfare, and it was during Halloween. And I had booked Ian and J.C. Bailey against each other, but
oh my god, JC!
It was Ian and JC, and JC ended up he couldn't make it for whatever reason, which we can speculate, but I don't know at this point. So Ian ended up bringing a trainee guy in. Nobody had heard of. I don't know if you heard of a guy named Mike Sweat, but so anyway, Ian worked his trainee on that show, and from there we formed, a kind of a friendship, so to speak. So then between that show and October of 2005, between that year span, I had pitched an idea to Ian because, NWA used to have, the territories, and you could buy in, and you could be over like Alabama,
Wild Side, yep.
multiple states,
Wild Side, yep.
So anyway, so I pitched to Ian. I said, "Why don't you do it with IWA, like NWA's got?" And I said, since you're mid South, and I'm in Alabama. How about I'm IWA Deep South, and what do you think about it? And he liked the idea. So anyway, so I he agreed to let me do it, and which not long after that was when Pondo started IWA East Coast.
Dude, this is so awesome. This is legendary. Keep going, Kevin. Keep going.
So anyway, 1 year later, I booked the first now Carnage Cup, but we called it King of the Death, October 22nd, 2005. Opening match was Brandon Prophet, Diehard Dustin Lee, and Diehard got the big chunk knocked out of his shoulder, called 911. The owner of the building, called the front office, and they said they want to talk to me. And they come got me. I got on the phone. He said, "Hey, you're going to settle it down, scale back this damn violence, or we're going to shut you down." And so the second match, I got off the phone and walked from the office into the venue, and then here a guy is falling off the fucking balcony through a table. Well, then hell, about 5 minutes later, got a call again. They said, "We're sending the cops. That up there was shutting you down." So it ended up getting shut down. Obviously, everybody knows infamous shutdown at first time Carnage Cup. So that was the out of the gate. That was the first fucking Deep South show out of the gate. Which from there, I later employed Mike Burns of Smart Mark Video.
I know Mike. Yes,
he was my booker for like 2.5 years.
Wow.
After season.
Oh my god.
So I mean, that's opening another can. I can get into that.
Hey, in your origin story, you mentioned King of the Deathmatch 1995 Kawasaki Dream. We're on the verge of a King of the Deathmatch this weekend. There are so many tournaments. There's so many things going on. I guess I just want to know your thoughts, because Carnage Cup is now one of the top tournaments. But Kevin, what are your thoughts on the tournaments? Because the words King of the Deathmatch, as somebody who also watched Kawasaki Dream, that means a lot to me. You know what I'm saying? That really means something. And so I kind of ignore everything that's named King of the Deathmatch that isn't that. And I guess want to know your thoughts on tournaments. Are they oversaturated? Or what are your thoughts?
Yeah, personally, I think there's too many tournaments. When I started back in 2005, it was King of the Death, Tournament of Death, and maybe one other tournament. And I was like the third or fourth, tournament, maybe the fourth, because I think Mid America had one. So I was maybe like the fourth tournament in the U.S. I know I was the first one in the South. There ain't nobody done a fucking death match till I booked one in the South.
Tell him, Kevin.
So anyway, back in the day, I mean, it was better because when you done a death match tournament, there wasn't just a handful, very few, and it meant something. But the more you have, I feel like it brings the quality down. I think it cheapens what a deathmatch tournament means. Used to, it meant something, and if you won one of the big 3 or 4, it meant something. Now everybody, can rent a building and a ring and book some guys. You got a tournament, and so it doesn't mean as much as it used to, because anybody can start one. And not only it hurts draws, because now people, you can't draw as much. See, I used to, 15 years ago, we draw more. The first few Carnage goes, we used to draw huge, we used to draw, 200 plus, for us was good down here. And so you get 20 or 30 tournaments, and then the deathmatch tournament just ain't as special as it used to be. And so I personally don't like it, but there's nothing, I can really do about it. And so the only thing we try to do is we try to present something different. We've got the backwoods, Southern country feel, the reckless abandonment, the over the top, violence and gimmicks that you don't see everywhere else. So that at least the people will say, when I see a Carnage Cup, I know I'm gonna see something special. I'm gonna see something I don't see everywhere else. So at least if I can't control how many tournaments there are, at least I can make Carnage Cup fucking mean something by giving people something they're not gonna see everywhere else. And at least I'm proud of that. I'm proud of the fact that at least we've accomplished that in all the years that we've been around, and so I'm proud of that fact.
Hell yeah!
It's facts, dude.
What's your favorite Carnage Cup? Do you have a
Hold
favorite?
on, Pat. Hold on.
I'm just
Brian,
curious.
have you done the thing? Have you done the thing yet? Have you got the fucking giveaways? Because we're almost like an hour and a half away from when I mentioned that. Do you have the giveaway?
Larry, do not interrupt our guest, your boss, Kevin. We're gonna ask him a few more questions. We're gonna say goodbye. Then we're gonna do your favorite part of the show.
All right.
It's the same thing all the time, Larry.
Kevin, what's your favorite Carnage Cup?
Oh man, man.
Sorry,
I mean,
Larry.
10. I think 10 was a milestone, and it's still very, very special.
This is.
I'm
sorry.
But there's a few, man. I mean the second and third one, man, were great. I mean 5 with Thumbtack Jack. I mean
all of them.
I mean we've done we've had some bangers. We've had some historical ones, man. We've had some good ones, man. So it's tough, man. But I mean 10 for the longest time was probably my favorite, but I think this year, man, was something. I mean, I think we definitely. I don't like to say we had the best tournament of the year because people are clamoring post, but I feel like we had something special this year compared to what you've seen from the other promotions. That's just my opinion,
Hey, what's your favorite WrestleMania?
I was gonna kill you,
man.
Dude. I'm like, dude. It's
probably 3 or 6. Probably 3 or 6. Probably my 2 of my favorites.
Larry, did you have a question for Kevin?
Yeah, I do.
Hulk and Andre.
I do. Hey, Kevin, what was the first Carnage Cup that Pinky Sanchez encouraged Matt Tremont and Brett Lauderdale to go on down to Alabama? Because that's the first time that this Hall of Famer ever heard of the Carnage Cup. What was the Carnage Cup that Pinky Sanchez encouraged Matt Tremont? And Brett Lauderdale also was like, yo, Tremont, you got to come down to Alabama and do the Carnage Cup. What number was that?
That was 7. That was February 27th, 2011 when that was. Yeah.
I'll never forget it.
Yeah, 2011.
I'll never forget it because that was the first time that I heard of Carnage Cup. And that Pinky and Brett were both telling Matt Tremont. Do you hear the name I just said?
Yeah.
Matt Tremont. Yo, you've got to go down here and do this shit.
That was actually, and I don't know if everybody knows this, but that was the first deathmatch tournament that Tremont ever worked. Was for me. And Carnage Cup 11 was the first deathmatch tournament that Slack ever worked. Now, I don't know if you know that or not, but those, yeah.
That's why sometimes I gotta tell Brian and Pat to shut the fuck up and let me, the Hall of Famer, not ask you about your favorite WrestleMania because who gives a fuck about that shit?
I didn't ask that shit, Larry. Why you gotta include me?
Quarterback this shit and sit the fuck down.
Why you have to include me in that, Larry? I didn't ask him.
You don't know shit. You don't know shit, Brian.
No, a little bit.
Yeah, you know a little bit, but you don't know shit. But I got this. This is my fucking boss. Just like you said, Pat, this is my boss. And I know the history of all this shit because I've been doing it for 22 fucking years.
All right, Larry, 3 more questions for Kevin, then we're getting to your favorite part of the show.
Go on.
No, 3 more questions from you.
All right, I have a question. I have a question from the chat.
I don't have no fucking questions. I'm just saying,
chat.
like,
Kevin,
you're asking shit that's like,
can I ask
his favorite WrestleMania. I want to ask.
He said he was a WWE mark. He said he was a WWF mark. He said he was a mark. He said he loved WWF. That's how he got into the business.
I'm going to ask a question from the chat. I'm sorry, Kevin. This is how the show goes here at
Blvd
Bullies
I
versus the
will
World.
fucking kill you.
It ain't
Why?
no sweat, man.
This is from Truth Seek.
No, don't, Brian.
He says, would you ever book a trans wrestler like Dark Sheik
You're the worst,
or
Brian.
Kid Bandit in the Carnage Cup? The fans are clamoring for it.
Yeah, are they doing death matches now? You know what? I don't keep up with indies a whole lot. I've heard the names, but I mean, yeah, if it made sense, and it depends on we got a certain standard, for like what the level of violence and what we expect. So, we just have to talk about it and see if it made sense, and if what they's willing to do, and if have to talk money and just all, we just have to figure it all out. There's a lot of
you would factors. Basically you would if it made sense.
If
hold
on. Well,
shit.
Shut up.
So the fans want to know, Patrick.
Bro, who asked that question? Who asked that question?
It's a bunch of troublemakers.
Who asked that question, Brian? Who asked that question?
Truth Seek.
He already booked the body. Who considers themselves a trans wrestler. So is that what Truth, whoever wants to get at? The body?
Non-binary.
The body?
Non-binary isn't trans. Is it?
Yeah, you guys are yelling at me about asking him his favorite WrestleMania. Hey, what's your deathmatch Mount Rushmore, Kevin, before we let you go?
Good, Pat. Good, my baby. Good, my son. Good.
Another fan question.
Don't you kiss my ass now, Larry. Don't you dare kiss my ass now.
It was a fan question, too. Don't give Patrick credit for it.
He knows what he's doing.
How dare you, Larry? How dare you?
He knows what he's doing. Go ahead.
Mount Rushmore, let's see. Now, I guess y'all would classify Mick Foley and Terry Funk, I guess, as deathmatch, or are we doing... contemporary.
They're both on Larry's Mount Rushmore, and Patrick made fun of him for it.
All right, I get 4 or 5.
4. It's 4 on the Mount Rushmore.
Man. I got to put June Kasai on there.
All right. We were going to let you go because it's usually just American, but we're going to be.
Let him go.
American, Brian.
I didn't say that.
Let him do his top 4.
Let him go.
What is IWA's Mid-South's favorite type of cheese?
Deep South. South.
I said Deep South.
You didn't even let him give the 4th guy.
Oh, hey, what's your deathmatch Mount Rushmore? I'm sorry.
I'm gonna say June Kasai. I'm gonna say Mick Foley. Let's see. I guess Terry Funk and then Necro. I put Necro on there.
All right. Okay. Larry, do you have any final thoughts or questions for your boss, Kevin,
Pat, you are Lamar Jackson.
I'm going to kill you.
I'm going to fight you, and I'm going to kill you. Pat, you're Lamar Jackson. I'm Phil Jackson.
Who am I? Who am I?
You're Lamar Jackson. It's your shit. I'm Phil Jackson.
I'm Jet Jackson.
What are you talking about? What is your problem? Do you have a final question for Kevin Jackson?
Kevin, you have had me announce 2 Carnage Cups from Mackenzie, Tennessee.
Yeah.
Mackenzie, Tennessee, as my understanding, was one of the founding cities of the KKK.
Oh, Jesus Christ!
So Kevin, for the Chewy Martinez's out there and the Danny DeMontos out there that tell me, oh, you're working for this racist KKK motherfucker, What's wrong with you, Larry? Kevin, I want you to speak on it because this is the Boulevard.
Did.
But not from me.
Okay. Whatever.
I'm sorry,
Kevin, are these motherfuckers just making shit up? Are they making shit up about you? Or are you truly the Grand Dragon
Oh my
of the
God!
McKenzie chapter of the
This is
Ku
your
Klux
boss. Larry's gonna be like, "Oh, I didn't get booked next year, and it's Blvd Bullies' fault."
Bro,
it'll be my fault.
Brian's fault. Brian killed Larry's IWA career.
Pat, hold on. The only rat I've ever scored, and Kevin already knows this. The only rat. Yeah, bro, the only rat I've ever scored was in Birmingham, Alabama.
Yeah.
Look, I've been in this shit 22 years. Maryland, Philly, New York, wherever. The only rat I ever scored was fucking Birmingham. I'm coming back. I'm coming back.
Do you still stay in touch with him, Larry?
Huh?
Do you still stay in touch with the old guy?
Bro, he ghosted me. He nutted in my mouth and ghosted me.
Oh man. Damn, Larry.
It's okay. I was on cloud nine because at this point, that was 21 years. That was 21 years into my career. We're not a Carnage Cup, but that other shit. What was that other shit we did?
Southern Outlaws.
Yes, that was for Southern Outlaws.
Shit it out.
And bro, I've heard from Thrasher, Mosh, all the Christian York, Joey Matthews. I've heard for years about the adventures.
Thrasher and Mosh.
You know what I'm talking about, Kevin, about the adventures, but I missed that time. But when I was down there for Southern Outlaws, I was texting Cat Martini. Like, oh my God, Cat, you won't believe what happened. I'll be out. Whatever you got for me, I'm coming.
Yeah. In more ways than one.
All right, Kevin, we're going to say goodbye. Do you have anything you want to plug? Anything you want our viewers to go to and support? What's coming up in the future? What you got going on?
Right now, working on trying to get Blu-rays made for Weekend of Carnage Cup 14, and then working on my next show here in Bama, late spring. Should have a date in a couple of weeks. Just stay tuned to our social medias, and we'll make some announcement here pretty soon.
All right, thank you so much for being our mystery guest.
I appreciate it, man. I appreciate y'all having me on.
Thank you so much for employing Larry Legend.
Kevin, I love you.
We come for Larry.
You've given me so many. Bro, you've taken me. I started out in Tennessee, in Chattanooga with ROH. And then I went, to Nashville with ROH. Then I went back to Chattanooga with No Holds Barred. And thanks to you, I done gone all the way across the state to Memphis. Bro, I done done every part of Tennessee thanks to Kevin. And I as a legend, I appreciate you.
Yeah, appreciate you, Larry.
Kevin, before you go, could you tell us your favorite cheese?
American, man.
American cheese, dude.
Yeah.
Because there ain't no doubt I love this
land.
Hell yeah, dude. There he is.
Let's
now
go.
we can see.
You just got so much
go. All right, bye, Kevin. Thank you so much. We'll look forward to the release of the Blu-rays. Thank you for being super cool. Everybody support and follow. And
that was really funny, man.
Love you.
Yeah, appreciate y'all, man. Thank you.
Yo, I gotta pee. I'm sorry.
You're good, Larry. We're gonna start your favorite part of the show without you.
You gotta hang up, Kevin. You gotta do it. We don't have the technology today. You gotta hit. All right, thank you. Thank you, Kevin. Thank you, Kevin.
That was a cool interview, guys. That was good. For a mystery, unannounced guest, dude. Dude, that Carnage Cup. I haven't watched it in full yet. because I tried to watch it live, but it didn't work. But I'm gonna watch it, and people are saying it's the event of the year, Patrick.
That guy was fucking awesome. All right, let's get to a job for a cowboy. Thoughts of a cowboy. Cowboy.
It's Tuesday. It's Blvd Bullies. It's Thoughts of a Cowboy. Change is in the air. Nick Gage, CCW. Larry Legend, CCW. Sometimes change is just a wonderful thing. And you want to know, sometimes change sucks. Because also, with all these great things that are happening, change afoot, we haven't changed enough. Because what I want to know is, why can't we get hardcore consequences? Huh? It's stipulations back in fighting. I brought it up once. Where's Battle Bang? Where's ultimate surrender? Where are these adult gratifying videos of classic matches that end with people wearing strap-ons? I'm just saying, change is afoot. Let's change all the way. Let's grab the circumstances and the consequences and let's run with it. Bring back Battle Bang and Ultimate Surrender. All right, special guest is here. Who is he? I don't know.
Pat, I went off on you, didn't I?
We're back, Larry. We're back, Larry.
Larry.
Okay, sorry.
Hi, everybody. Welcome back. Thank you, Thoughts of a Cowboy. Larry, no, you didn't go off on me. I thought that it was a great interview. I thought we all had a great time. I thought we all got our shit in, so to speak.
Mm-hmm.
And I think it was great. And you know what? I love that Mark Davis ass haircut having fucking guy.
You look like Peter Griffin.
No, he's Larry's
We didn't
boss.
see him until the end.
But at the very end, he popped his little Peter Griffin face right into that fucking camera.
I love him.
I love him too.
I love him,
Basically,
bro.
And he loves the Jews, the blacks, and the gays.
Yeah.
Confirmed.
confirmed.
It's America. It's
You
America.
know,
America.
and despite my best judgment, I asked a few hard-hitting questions to him, and then
Thank you.
I ignored the rest. And then, Brian, you went right in as the final question.
It was the truth seek. Our fans asked the questions. We're lucky enough to have the Bulls of the Wood. They help us, and we help them. Favorite part of the show. Wait,
Hey, let's
Rhinestone
get
Cowboy.
to Larry's favorite.
What was that Rhinestone Cowboy episode?
Oh, he was talking about how he wants to bring back Dire Consequences and Girls Gone Wild. And, you know, it's just another perverted. He wants to bring back Blow Bang and Bang Rang and Ring Bing and all these different things.
Girls Gone Wild basically didn't go anywhere. It evolved into OnlyFans.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Yeah,
And
you got
I
OnlyFans.
make money. I
Well,
make
I'm just
money.
saying that basically it does still exist, but it's just a different
it's like
world.
streaming services, right? Like you
Right.
like a few different shows, so you have to subscribe to few different streaming services. Rhinestone Cowboy, the answer to all of these questions, if you want wrestle sex, if you want
It
blow
exists already.
bang, ring ding, gang bang type of situations, you just gotta search the OnlyFans, subscribe to a few different channels, cultivate your playlist.
Cat Martini on the Rob Black Show brought me to a new place. It's called Tick.porn. You're welcome. That's all I'm gonna say.
Yeah, hit up tick porn. Let's get to Larry's
Yeah.
favorite part of the show. Wake up, Larry.
I have something to say.
Oh, please go ahead. Go right ahead before we get to your favorite part of the show.
We're in it. We're in the midst. We're in the pussy of
I
your
don't
favorite part
want
of
to
the
say
show.
anything else. Go to it.
But Larry, I was so excited.
Who gives a fuck?
Favorite part of the show.
Larry, tell Brian to show the giveaways from last week, please.
Actually, I want
Brian, show-
Larry, can you explain the giveaways for us this week? Larry, I want you to explain these
Why
giveaways.
would you interrupt Larry?
Me?
Yeah. Ain't doing any fucking thing. All you gotta do to win the giveaway is not comment on the live show. Okay? We know you're commenting on the live show because I'm on this bitch. we need you to comment on the show after it's posted on YouTube.
In
if
the
you're
comments.
commenting on the right, Pat, shut up.
Yeah, shut the fuck up, Pat.
If you comment on the show after it's posted, we will put your name in a wheel of death. Okay, a wheel of death, and you can be entered into winning the giveaway on that week's show.
Right.
So what we're doing right now is we're picking the winner of last week's show who commented on the video after it was posted. And if you want to win the giveaway from this week's show, then comment on this motherfucking video after it's posted tonight.
And this week's giveaway is the poorly cut Owen Hart 8x10 from an ICW giveaway.
I love this.
The Deathmatch Down Under stickers from Deathmatch Down Under.
Dimdu.
And Joel Bateman himself, who rescheduled his interview. And the finger massager for massaging holes, no holes barred.
The holes to massage barred. All right, so that's from last week. Last week, we had a great show. We had a fun show.
Schlack wore my wife's socks.
Schlack wore the socks. Sebastian Guerin says, countdown to winning this prize. Karen Amos says, need more sock giveaway. I'm sure Slack agreed. Tony Norman, a friend of the program, says, can we get another chocolate giveaway? Comment more times to increase chances of winning. Rest in peace to Pat's mouse. Yeah, last week was touch and go. And when I say touch, I mean the middle finger, not the left finger. Roland says, oh, goddamn, I want that 8x10 of Owen so bad.
You're entered, baby.
Roland also says, Flago sells soul. Made everyone else on commentary look amateur at the last GCW show. Y'all should talk about their recent commentary team. Let's branch. Let's branch for a second. Larry.
Can we branch?
I have been seeing a lot of public hate for your son, MLJ, saying that he is perennially the worst part of GCW in everything he does.
Was it my post?
Fuego del Sol made everyone else look like an amateur on GCW commentary. Kevin Gill yaps. He's a yapper. He sucks. Probably the top 3 commentary. The Mount Rushmore of commentary for me is me, you, Necro, and Ron Nemi. Honorable mention Aaron Kaplan. You know, and it's a little bit strange that the man who loved
Aaron Kaplan is actually very funny. I'm sorry to say it.
It's a little bit strange that the man who loved
I love Aaron.
The man who loved American cheese thought that there might be 5 heads on Mount Rushmore. Kevin. So I'm going to go 5 heads on Mount Rushmore. Me, Necro, Larry, Ron Nemi, Aaron Kaplan.
I'm sorry. I'm going to interrupt what you're saying. And the person that was the ring announcer for this poorly drawn GCW show was a man named Chris Gulio. Larry, do you know Chris? Do you know Chris Gulo, Larry?
I don't know.
No. I'm going to tell you right now. This man was dressed. This man was dressed to the nines. He didn't look homeless, and his voice sounded like a ring announcer's voice.
So you liked him better than Emil?
Did Emil just do commentary?
Emil was just strictly commentary.
With Penzer.
I don't know the other guy. I think it might have been a solo MLJ commentary experience, if I'm not mistaken. I can't recall.
That sounds like a fucking nightmare. Daniel Kurth says, just wanted to show some love to the Blvd Bullies. I try to watch it every Tuesday. Hey, thank you. Thank you so much. And I have a new show coming out on Thursday.
Also, you should start a show on StreamXPW.com because you were invited.
I was invited to start a show on StreamXPW. But if I feel like I should more or less become a program director of Stream XPW.
I think that's your in. That's if you do a show.
No, I don't want to do a show. I don't want to do a show. I want to cultivate other shows. Like, because if I am going to commit to another show, even if it makes me 10 cents on YouTube, I want to do it on YouTube. I don't want to do it on. I don't want to make somebody else money.
I guess that makes sense.
What I could do is program direct Stream XPW, and I could produce something with Larry and Kat, maybe a forgotten YouTube show that needs to be exclusively on a program. I could produce Brian and Amanda's sexcapades and sock exchanges.
Stone for Science was very enjoyable.
That's what I'm saying. But if I'm going to do another show,
you want it to be monetized
here on YouTube, right here for the Bullies Nation. And speaking of Bullies Nation,
I just want to say to tickle your dick, Rob Black said that he wants you to do a show on Stream XPW because he thinks that you would draw people to Stream XPW.
I would.
And that's what that.
But why wouldn't I want to just draw them to YouTube?
I understand. That's an understood, but I understand that.
But what I could do is I could devote my time and build my resume as a program director.
Well, that's just a simple conversation that has to be had.
Yeah, and just like all the wrestlers in XPW whose careers you've ruined, I am infinitely insulted that Rob would talk to you through me and not directly. Larry, what do you have to say about that?
How would he talk to you directly if he doesn't have your number? Second of all,
that was a great show as always. Good shows. Larry is great, and Pat and Brian is funny as hell. Schlack is looking more buff than ever. Let's fucking go, somebody says.
He works on his feet, too.
How's everyone doing? Wesley Easter just leaving a comment. Brian saying, living the dream. Hey, you know what? Living the dream. We have Vincent Squatalocity saying, hey, XPW forever. Candy Salad says, great shows, guys. Have an awesome day. Axel knows. I have nothing else to talk about. So what do you guys think of the band Falling in Reverse? Brian, 10 seconds on Falling in Reverse.
I'm going to say that I don't listen to Falling in Reverse, but I understand why people do listen to Falling in Reverse.
The music they're making, I don't really listen to, but the fact that they're making it, huge inspiration. Larry, care to comment?
Yeah, what's in a name is what Shakespeare said. What's in a name? A rose, but you know the name is still a rose. So sometimes when I go to the dispensary and I am picking a variety, I'll see something that's called like goat piss. And despite the numbers, despite like whatever.
The THC count, the THC percentage.
No, I'm like, I want goat piss.
You want that fucking goat piss.
Falling in Reverse. Although I have never heard anything that they've ever done, maybe I have. I'm like, oh.
You definitely.
It's like. Do you know what I'm saying? I don't know shit about Historic Route 66, but I see that, and I'm like, oh, I want Historic Route 66.
It's funny that you say that because Falling in Reverse actually performed at the Black Craft wrestling event. So you did see them. You saw them and you heard them live.
In Newark, the one in Newark,
the one that G Raver wrestled in the chains. Black Craft Wrestling with the chains with Falling in Reverse. Who is the guy that is in Falling in Reverse is Paige's husband. Paige. You know Paige.
Yeah.
Paige fucks.
Well, that's just phenomenal. All right, Brian, do you care to spin the wheel?
We're going to spin this motherfucker right now, dude.
This is a live spin.
It's always a live spin.
Wesley Easter, another one.
Bull of the Wood. I love it. I personally love it when a Bull of the Wood wins a giveaway, but I'm really pulling for Tony Norman to win one because he really wants to win one. Dude.
I feel like I owe Wesley Easter. Who won the shirt that I still haven't sent?
Man, I can't believe you haven't sent it. And someone, you know what? I'm going to talk about this right now. Somebody in these comments has called out me not sending them Rush Hour 2, but a Bull of the Wood, one Jonathan Cassidy, contacted me in my DMs, said that he did receive Rush Hour 2. So, this liar in this chat, there's a liar. That's all I'm saying. That's it.
All right, well, we did it. We've done it all.
Oh, next week's giveaway.
Brian, can you show us next week's giveaway?
A hand-signed 8x10, not cut off shittily, not a shitty cut off 8x10, an ICW 8x10, personally cut by Daniel DeMonto. And this is not John Wayne. It's not John Wayne. He is now Jane Wendy Murdoch. Jane Wendy.
Wait, why is he Jane Wendy?
Brian,
Because he's a bitch.
hold on. Brian,
He said he wants to fuck my mother.
Brian, you're like
It's a bitch.
hold on.
There he is,
Shut
right
up,
there saying
Bitch.
it.
Look at his little fucking rabbit face.
Larry, go ahead, please.
When a real bull of the woods really wants to make fun of someone, then they call like DJ Hyde Donna Joe Hyde. Okay, when you really want to needle someone, you just turn their male name into a woman name. So what did you call?
He's Jane Wendy Murdoch. And if you would like, I could personally cross out this name here if you win this giveaway, and I will write Jane Wendy on it for you.
Jane Wendy. So where did this all come from? Why did he say he was going to fuck your mom?
You know why? Because I will say that it came from us, the deathmatch community, making jokes about the match that was had between him and one called Mr. Danger.
Oh, Mr. Danger 2.0.
Have you heard about this Mr. Danger 2.0?
I saw.
Before we even get to that, nobody even talked shit about Jane Wendy Murdoch. Not one person said anything. But he felt the need to have a bitch fit and post on Facebook that Bucky and Johnny Phillips should suck his dick. And then in the comments, someone said that I feel bad. I feel bad that I'm left out. So then John Wayne commented that Ginsburg can have his dick too. So then obviously.
So he was threatening to rape all of you, basically.
Right, basically. But then obviously I commented with a meme that I create with his little bunny Seazua face.
Right.
Coming.
You have that saved in your PNGs.
Right. And then I told him that he should just go fuck some rabbits, in which he replied to me that he would rather fuck my mother.
I mean, who would rather over rabbits?
I replied that my mother is a beautiful lady, and I don't blame him.
Oh, boy.
And that I'm sure the rabbits will be extremely jealous.
Okay.
And then he deleted. Didn't
he delete his Facebook after he got a 2-piece and a biscuit?
Oh my God, Brian!
He deleted the whole thread.
Didn't he delete his Facebook?
And then he blocked. He deleted it and then blocked us after talking shit. After nobody talked shit about him.
We are sponsoring a show on March the 1st where he is a featured guy.
That's your boy, Larry. He
hates me. He hates me for having the body. He hates me for having the body on my podcast.
Anybody that tries to get the Necro Butcher off of bookings because they don't like their fucking thoughts can go fucking die slow and just fuck off. Because no one gives a fuck what
So
you
is that
say.
where we're at? We hate this guy, right? This
I'm
guy's
going
an
to say that
asshole.
he said that he wanted to
hates
fuck
me.
my beautiful mother.
He hates me. Justin Kyle, fellow Sagittarius, doesn't hate me.
Also, I'm sorry, but it's obviously okay for every wrestler to talk about other people's families, but Brett Lauderdale lost his shit when the Boulevard Bullies were said didn't even happen to have mentioned his kids.
It's because I didn't know the kids' names.
I would
I'm
like
gonna put this to bed right
everybody
now.
to suck our
I'm
dick.
gonna put this family thing
Parker.
to bed right now. I'm gonna put this family thing to rest right now, and we're gonna end the show. This is our final episode.
Wait. No, we can't end the show until we give our King of the Death match predictions. Larry's going to be there this weekend. That's a very important thing to talk about.
I am
We have
there.
5 minutes.
I just got my flight.
Bro, this might be the match, the event of the year. It might be Carnage Cup. We don't know yet.
So what
Maybe
is it?
it'll
Break
be
it down
Cage
for
of
us.
Death.
Wait, I'm sorry. I interrupted what you were saying. You were saying something.
I was about to say one last, scorched earth comment and then end the show. But if you want to talk about more stuff, that's fine. Maybe I'll come off of it.
Do you want me to give you the first round matchup?
Give me the first round matches.
You got in the first round.
Hurry up, Larry's in pain.
Arrow Boy versus Journey Fatu.
Mm-hmm.
You got Otis Koger versus Judge Joe Dredd.
Okay,
Yep.
all right.
You got big.
One of those guys in the other match and had the other match be. I would have had Otis versus Kogar second round, but Otis versus Judge second round.
Let him talk. Let him talk.
I would have swapped it.
But you let him talk?
I just want to shout out
I
these
just would have
graphics.
swapped it. That's stupid.
Graphics
I
are very
know
cool.
what you
Hey,
wanna do.
assholes!
Almost your
I just want to
birthday.
shout out the graphics because in the
Dumb.
flyers it does it by it shows the flag that the competitor is from. So it's cool graphics.
Good.
Also,
That's great.
in the first round, Big Fucking Joe versus Bestia 666.
Okay.
You got Oren Veit versus Hoodfoot. Masada versus Jake Christ.
What is this? Is this a 16-man thing?
No. There's also one more match. There's the Schlack. Schlack versus Ninja Mac. That is the field. It's 10. It's 10 competitors.
So there are 5 first-round matches.
5 first-round
That
matches.
makes no sense. Which one of the second-round matches is going to be a threesome?
It doesn't. What do you mean? It could be anyone. The last match could be a fatal 4-way.
Do you have a picture of the bracket?
The only thing that is shown is the first round matchups.
Yeah, but
it doesn't
8
give
goes
you
4 goes 2. 10 goes.
I think last year
7?
the final is a fatal 4-way. I'm pretty sure the final is a fatal 4-way in the 7 King of the Death match.
All right.
I might be bugging.
predictions
I might
in the
be
chat.
I might be
Logan
bugging.
Stein,
You guys,
longtime
Larry
member
should be.
and
He
friend.
works there. He should
Shout
help
out
us.
Logan. Logan says, I got Judge Joe Dredd. Chase says Masada or Schlack. I got character says Otis Kogar. Larry, you're going to be there, boots on the ground. Who's your prediction to win this?
I just have a question. I just have a question.
Okay.
Ask it.
You should ask it.
Brian,
I'm drunk. I'm sorry, Larry.
it's okay. I am too.
I'm sorry.
Brian,
Yes.
is it a 2-day tournament?
No. One night, and there's also non-tournament talent announced. Alex Colon.
Bro, Brian is telling me shit that I don't even know. This shit is not a 2-night tournament.
Nope.
It's
It's
a
one
two-day
night.
event.
It's a
What
one
is
night.
the date of the show? What is the date of the show?
Motherfucker. It is December 14th. Los
Saturday.
Angeles,
Saturday.
Don Quixote.
I get to go to Friday the 13th in LA and just fuck around.
You're going to be fucking in LA for Friday the 13th.
Around.
Right.
By the way, the 15th is my birthday.
We knew that already.
It's also my god sister Takesha's birthday, who gave birth to my godson Melvin's birthday, whose birthday is today.
Can I give my guess for the King of the Death match now?
Nah.
Yeah.
No, go ahead. I'm sorry.
I'm going to say it is the 4th Boulevard Bully Schlack.
Bro, is Atticus in this thing? Is Atticus in the
No,
King of the
Atticus hasn't even been barely promoted for this
Who even
Hammerstein
cares about
show.
him and his stupid SVA School of Visual Arts bullshit? It's just the same.
Is he going to
fucking
invade?
bullshit.
Will there
No,
be?
No
invasion.
No,
I
Brian.
posted. I posted
It's
it.
just big
You call it a
fish,
School of Visual Arts?
big fish, small pond, hype beast, clout chasing, editing bullshit. Hey, I bought the 1500 filter pack off of fucking Instagram. Normally $99.99, now $5.99.99. Get out of town. Fuck off. All 7 of you could go do whatever.
That's
and
how
I
tall
don't
Schlack
care.
might be.
Pat, you're so mean.
Ah, man, I didn't even smoke the bag of weed. I just noticed that. Jesus Christ.
How much did Nick say that shit cost? $700? That thing of weed? You beat that bag?
The Volcano is $5.99. I got it on Black Friday for $3.99.
The bag. What's the bag?
That's the Volcano. It comes from the Volcano.
You got it for how much?
$3.99 on Black Friday.
I'm gonna buy one.
So we did a good show. We had Bobby Hill all grown up on the program.
If I live, I just want to say, in 2024, I would have done the Carnage Cup, Cage of Death, and King of the Death match. I just want to say that.
If you don't die.
If I don't die before December 21st, I've done them all. Only one I missed was Tournament of Death. In 1 year, your brother, your father, has done Cage of Death, Carnage Cup, King of the Death. Only one I missed was Tournament of Death.
Yo, we're just about at 9 o'clock. I'm not going to say the horrible family sign-off thing that I was going to say before, but Brian and then Larry, do you have any final thoughts, words, or just from the soul comments for this week's podcast?
Yeah, my final thoughts are that the Boulevard Bullies don't care if you are watching this show or not, and we just don't care about anything in general.
Yeah,
and we will be here every Tuesday live, 7 p.m. on YouTube, Boulevard Bullies versus the world. Suck our dicks.
Larry, now you.
Pat, it goes without saying, it is Sagittarius season. I want to shout out my godson, Melvin, who turned 17 years old today. I want to shout out my sister, Tanika Rochelle from Oklahoma City. That was my only biggest fan when I was there for Ring of Honor in 2015. I want to shout out Rob Black's mom, whose birthday is today. Fellow Sagittarius, Rob Black's mom, whose birthday is today. Those are my 3 birthday shout outs. And I got to shout out Justin Kyle, who I don't get to see as much anymore, but in Fenton, Michigan, Justin Kyle was like, yo, Larry, I want you to have my shirt. I don't even want to do a trade with you. I just want you to have my shirt. And I didn't know at the time, Pat, are you listening?
I'm fucking listening.
I didn't know at the time that Justin Kyle was a Sagittarius. But all these years later, I'm like, oh, of course. Of course a Sag gives me his shirt. And that's why I'm wearing it tonight on my godson's 17th birthday.
Hell fucking yeah. Let's fucking go. And I just want to shout out STF Media of the Icarus vibe, who is just the best and the man, and he's got his own separate thing going. So if you can find Rhinestone Cowboy, Rhinestone Buchanan, Icarus Buchanan, STF Media, FT Dub Media, all the things that I said before when I was actually reading it, you should do that. Also, BoulevardBullies.BigCartel.com got all types of shit on it for you to order. Free shipping over $50. Just pay attention to the descriptions in the fucking things on the fucking website for the thing you're looking at. Larry, what about your shit? What do you got going on? You sent me a very nice text the other night. Shut up, Brian.
King of the bro. Do you want to? I don't want to suck my own dick. I don't want to suck my own dick. But I'm on the poster for the Battleground show. But I'm gonna be in LA.
Finally on the poster.
Bitch, finally. Do you really want to play me during Sagittarius season and say finally to me on the poster?
Remember when we surveyed a poster and we were both shitting on it that you weren't?
That was XPW. But if you really want to call a spade, the first time I ever appeared on the poster was 2011 for Jack Sabbath's ICW. Not Danny DeMonto's, but Jack Sabbath's ICW. That's 2011, bro. I'm 22 years in. Do not ever try to fucking play me and talk about that time and like that I'm finally on the poster for a show.
I didn't say finally. I just said that you need to be on the poster every time.
I am for Battleground. We're not.
Hey, Brian,
Whatever.
final thoughts or words before you go into your own
I
promo?
highly
Close
recommend.
Close this out. I don't give a fuck.
I highly recommend these boutique switches. If you double tap, you get both flavors at
You
one
get
time.
killed. Hey, and speaking of getting killed, I hope that for all of the families of our enemies, and for our enemies specifically, please die slow. And until then, and until forever, until next time, we're out of time. Bye-bye!
Well, it's the man, the king, the god of the shit, Nick fucking Cage. You know, I start this off. Shout out to all my MDK gang members. And I want to let everybody know Blvd Bullies vs. the World is a podcast every Tuesday, 7 p.m. live on YouTube with my motherfucking boy Larry the Legend. And what the Blvd Bullies are doing, they're trying to ignite a revolution within the fans to unite and make the crowds electric again. So check out Blvd Bullies vs. the World, 7 p.m. live Tuesdays with Larry the fucking Legend, MDK all fucking day. Oh, it's the
Shit.